Hey guys, it's Angela with Mystic Moon bringing you guys a twin flame reading. But before I get started, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody that reaches out to me or that has in the past, that has just had the most wonderful things to say, whether it's on my YouTube channel or whether it's just been through an email, whether you've reached out for a reading or just to tell me how, great you think my readings are and how they've affected you in a positive way. I just want you guys to know that regardless of whether or not I'm able to, just like the comment rather than responding to it, just know that I really wish that I could just sit down and respond to each and every comment, because when I'm reading it, it is seriously filling my heart with so much joy. You guys have no idea. So I know I don't take a lot of time to really say that a lot, but I just want you guys to know these last few days that I've been reading your guys' comment, especially since I've came back on YouTube, I am absolutely overwhelmed and overjoyed. So I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys out there listening to this right now. I appreciate you more than you know. Please know this from the bottom of my heart. The first thing that I want to say before I even get started is that Erica from Erica Hippie Tarot, we are going to do a live event on Valentine's Day, which is February 14th on Wednesday of next week. Her and I are collaborating. We're coming together. It's going to actually be on her channel, so I will leave a link in the description box so that way you can go ahead and check out her channel. You can either subscribe or you can go to the day of at 4 p.m., which is going to be Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be doing a live event. So we're going to do a Google Hangout to where her and I will be able to share the screen time, so that way you guys can log on and basically just hang out with us. Now, this hangout session is really going to be about us offering energy check-ins for you guys. So if you guys are on, if you guys want us to check your energy as far as you and your twin flame are concerned, etc., we're going to be there. And back and forth, her and I are going to go. So this is going to be an equal energy exchange, as in she's going to do an energy check-in, then I'll do an energy check-in, and back and forth we go. That way it keeps everything really nice and balanced, okay? So if you guys prefer, one reader over the other, this isn't really the event to pick and choose. This is just us coming on there and just being a very much a free-for-all, friendly hangout event. It's going to be at least an hour. It could be longer, but that's what we're going to do. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Please check us out if you guys are interested. And then the second thing is I'm actually going to do, and Erica will probably do something like this as well, is I'm going to go ahead and do a giveaway for one of my readings. It's going to be a 20-minute twin flame reading, which is a $45 value, and I'm going to go ahead and give it away. So if you guys on this particular video, it has to be on this video though, go ahead and comment below just the word giveaway. And then what I will do is I will go ahead and enter you guys into that drawing on that, on the live feed, and I will go ahead and choose a name from that jar, and I will go ahead and announce who the winner is for that that 20-minute reading, okay? So I just want to let you guys know that. Also, I'm going to be offering for Valentine's Day only. So again, that's Wednesday, February 14th. I'm going to go ahead and create it in my Etsy shop. So I will leave the link below as well. If you go there, it'll say Valentine's Day special. It's going to be for $25. It's normally a $45 reading. And it's just going to be for 20, as in 20 people can take advantage of the special. So normally when you buy something on my shop, it says sold out. This time I have it linked to 20. So that just means that if you guys are getting this sold out, it just means that I've sold out of 20 of those readings. And the reason I'm limiting it to 20 readings is because that's about a day of reading. So I'm just going to go ahead, and I don't want to overextend myself and screw my schedule up again. So anyways, I just want to offer that to you guys. If you guys are interested in any kind of a special offer, that's what I'm going to be doing. So it's going to be on Valentine's Day only that you can take advantage of that offer. And like I said, if you guys are a part of that first 20, you guys will go ahead and get the deal. So anyways, what we're going to do today is we're going to do a chakra insight reading for you and your twin flame. So I am doing these cards here, the Chakra Insight Oracle, just so you guys know, okay? That's who, it's from Karen Sangster. So those cards here, I'm also going to be using for the tarot cards, the Thelema Tarot, and I'm probably not saying that name right, but that's who the tarot is that. And then the Wisdom of the Oracle is the Oracle card I'm going to be using by Colette Baron Reed, okay? So I'm going to really try to show you guys the boxes, because a lot of you actually ask what I'm using, and I don't always remember to say it, or I don't always, remember to list them. So I'm going to really try to just show you guys the boxes, that way you guys can see it for yourselves. So what I've done actually is, this is not all of the cards in this deck. The base chakra, which is the first chakra, sometimes we call it the root chakra, This is the areas that we're going to be looking at for the divine feminine and divine masculine today. And so this is going to show us where this energy is blocked at the present time. Okay, so these are going to give us some insight into what we're holding on into these areas. So whether or not you want to do like a clearing for yourself, or you want to do it for your divine masculine, or the both of you, you guys can visually go through and do like a chakra clearing meditation, and just really help to just, you know, help you yourself out for one, first and foremost. And then if you wanted to send healing to your twin flame, you can do that as well. So the base chakra, the first card that what I did is they have 6 cards per chakra, and I shuffled them, and I was asking spirit, where is the divine masculine blocked at this current time? We got the grounding card, nature, presence, practicality, and stability. So he's lacking this grounding energy right now. So where he is usually probably grounded, within his base chakra, he is feeling very ungrounded at this present time. So I wanted to ask about a tarot card that could tell us a little bit more, and an oracle card, and this is what we got. Very interesting. To me, the Hierophant is about tradition. It's about family values. It's about commitment. Sometimes it's about marriage. It could be about religion as well, but it's something about people's traditions and the way that they were raised, etc. Then it comes up with the Loyal Heart, which tells me that this is definitely something to do with commitment issues. So this could mean that your divine masculine right now is just not feeling very grounded when it comes to his values, his core values as a human being. So if he is acting in such ways right now to where it's just like he's not even who you know, or he's acting completely out of character as far as, you know, his value system, his religious views, or whatever that may be, or he just seems to be just unloyal, or, you know, just off his rocker right now when it comes to certain things that he really usually applies his life to or lives his life to. That would be why, because there's something going on in this, within these issues, when it comes to him feeling unstable at this present time. So what would really help him is to tap back into his value and his core system of all those things that he grew up with, or just his inner knowingness when it comes to commitment and marriage and the way that things should be. So the Playboy days and all this other stuff for him, it's like time may be running out, or time may be just like he's just not happy with the way that things have been going. So this would really nurture him, is to step back into his values and become that loyal person that he really truly is deep down inside, or once was before. So that's what's going on for the divine masculine at this present time. Now for the divine feminine, she got the family card. We have belonging, community, culture, and tribe. So this is going to have to do with actual family, children, if she's a mother. This could have to do with her friends as well as her coworkers. So anything that embodies those types of relationships. We have the 10 of Wands and exchanging gifts. So I know right off the bat that it's about being burdened, because that's really what the 10 of Wands is. It's all about being overburdened. We take on way too much. We feel like there's no one else in our environment that can help us, or we just have that attitude of we just have to do it all on our own, whatever it is. But it's becoming a burden. The divine feminine may need to delegate tasks. She may have to ask for help at this time. She may hate to ask for help. But what I'm seeing here is that she's blocked when it comes to her family and her tribe right now. She may be pushing them aside. She may be withdrawing and not speaking to certain people anymore, because she just doesn't want to deal with any of the expectations that they may have placed on her, etc. She just feels like she might not have anything left to give. So we have the exchanging gifts cards. That's just basically saying she needs to balance this energy out with certain people in her tribe. She needs to make sure that they are equal relationships. This is an equal give and take type of relationship. It goes both ways. And so for some of you divine feminines out there, this may be taking away from you feeling really good when it comes to your base chakra, because of these issues that your family or your tribe or your friends or whatever that embodies for you, that you're either placing on yourself or that they're placing on you. Whatever it is, this energy needs to be balanced, okay? So now we're going to go into the second chakra, which is the sacral chakra. Okay, so the second chakra, which is the sacral chakra, we have the relationships card for the divine masculine: intimacy, freedom, acceptance, and trust. So this might be where he is blocked currently within his sacral chakra. Okay, so it's affecting his relationships. So these are the cards that are going to either tell us about the energy or what he can do in order to help lift this energy. So what we're seeing here is the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is actually a really positive card. So I'm going to take this more as a how to get out of something or how to fix this area of his life, etc. We've got the building blocks card that has to do with whatever this is. So to me, the Ace of Pentacles is something about the beginning of something. Pentacles have to do with the earthly realm as far as things that we might be building in the material world, such as a job, money, etc., goals, that sort of thing. So I think that it's interesting that we have the building blocks coming up here. So when it comes to his intimacy, freedom, acceptance, and trust, actually what I'm seeing is it's somewhat of a blocker too. He may be so focused here that it's actually taking away from his relationships, which is why it's coming up, okay? He might just be solely focused on things that have to do with working or getting ahead or building up his own life in the material world, to where now he's lacking in the areas of intimacy and trusting that, you know, coming together with another person. But what I'm also getting here too is that he feels a lot of freedom right now when it comes to being in the work situation. This might be where he's turning to because it just feels more comfortable for him, etc. But what I'm also getting to as an advice, the Ace of Pentacles, is that energy of new beginnings, as in practical new beginnings, taking the steps that are practical and stable and building from the bottom up. Okay, so it's almost like he's got to start somewhere when it comes to the relationship. So if things have fallen apart for him with certain situations as far as romantic partners or whatever in the past, he's got to start over and he's got to start somewhere. Okay, so this could be the effort on his part that he needs to make. So whether that's with, you know, you, or whether that's the relationship with himself, whatever it is, it's like there's got to be some sort of new beginning when it comes to the 3D world. And there has to be this ability or this actual opportunity to be able to rebuild something that may have crumbled before. So that would be on the Divine Feminine's part to either accept this person coming back in, giving them a second or 10th chance, whatever this is, and being open to that. Because your Divine Masculine may not feel like he has that chance with you, which has come up many times before. And so the opportunity, either when it's presented or he needs to know that the opportunity is there, so that way you guys can build up once again, if this does have to do with the relationship with you. But what I'm seeing just overall is that's where he's very comfortable right now, is putting his energy into material things that are very practical right now. And that might be what he just needs to do right now in order to accept himself. That's also to the word acceptance. This could be for some Divine Masculines out there that just don't feel like they have anything to give, or they don't have anything solid to give the Divine Feminine at this present time. And so that's what they're doing right now, is they're building themselves up in the material world. They're starting over. And once they're able to do this, and once they can accept themselves, then they may be able to be intimate or trust, as in coming together with and having a relationship with you. So that's what's going on for the Divine Masculine. What's going on for the Divine Feminine? We've got the area of emotions. So emotions are feelings, expression, moods, and balance. So this is what she got. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords to me is a great card, but when it comes to our emotions, this could just mean that where she's feeling blocked right now, maybe she's being too hard. Maybe she has just gotten to such a point where she's, you know, just kind of cutting anything out of her life. Now, I actually don't take this as a negative, but if some of you guys want to take it that way, that's up to you. But I actually see that this is something where it's actually helping her right now, because she may have gotten to such a point within her her sacral chakra that it's affected her on so many levels, okay, that now the emotions have blocked her so much that now what she's needing to do is be a little bit more logical when it comes to her emotions. So to me, this is going to actually help her to pull herself out of that emotional state, become the Queen of Swords. Now, she doesn't have to embody the negative traits of the Queen of Swords, so that would be where it would become negative, but she's got to clean up certain aspects of her life, and she may not be able to do that when she is very stuck in her emotions. She may only be able to clean up her life and be this Queen of Swords, as in, I need to be logical, I need to basically think in terms of logic instead of emotion. So what I'm getting here is the answers for her to be more logical at this time in order to clean up things that don't belong in her life, so that way she can get out of this rut of the emotional the emotional darkness when it comes to her sacral chakra. That's just what's coming up. So you want to embody the Queen of Swords, but be careful with this energy because sometimes it can end up working against you, as in you're cutting everything out of your life that could even be potentially good. That could even be your divine masculine, giving him a second chance. But for some of you, you might just need to cut out certain things right now, and that could include your divine masculine. So please take these messages as they resonate, okay? So now we're going to go on into the third chakra. Okay, so for the third chakra, which is the solar plexus chakra, we have the choice card for the divine masculine. So this has to do with his free will, his courage, his willpower, and the changes, okay? So to me, we see this person that is on a horse. This is somebody who's moving forward. They want to make some kind of movement. So this is why we're talking about changes and willpower and courage and free will, etc., to move forward. So actually what we have here that's blocking the divine masculine is we have the 8 of Swords energy, okay? And it comes up with the poised card here. Now, to me, when I see the poised card, and especially when it's with a negative card like this, to me, this has something to do with divine masculines that may be afraid of how they're going to look to other people. They're afraid of if they make a move or they do something that would embody taking care of themselves or going towards something that would actually make them very happy, that they're afraid of how it's going to look to others. That's what it is. So what I'm seeing as far as the choices are concerned, where the divine masculine is blocked right now, when it comes to the things that he would really enjoy, this is coming up as, you know, I'm stuck, or I have a blindfold on, which is usually what this card embodies, is somebody, and they do have a blindfold on, and they're stuck in between these swords. Now, this is somebody who does this to themselves. This is a choice that they make, but then they feel powerless. But really, it's their own lack of being able to have that willpower and that strength to make the changes or to make the necessary changes that they would like to make. So I'm seeing a lot of guilt with the things that they want to change in their life, and so they're remaining stuck right now. So it's very stuck right now when it comes to the choices and the free will and the courage to move forward to make these changes for the divine masculine. So that's where he is lacking right now. For the divine feminine, let's go ahead and take a look. She's got the self-esteem card: confidence, self-love, self-worth, and pride. Okay, so what we have here for her is the 5 of Cups card. A sad card. So when it comes to her self-esteem, confidence, self-love, self-worth, pride, we've got the 5 of Cups energy. Now, the 5 of Cups energy is a card that tells us that, yes, of course, some things that have happened sucked, okay? They've been sad for sure. It's a bummer, but it's all in the way that she's going to look at it moving forward. Is she going to concentrate on the sadness? Is she going to concentrate on everything that has that's happened that's been negative? Is she going to take it to heart and now let it ruin her confidence levels and her self-worth, etc.? Is she going to let this wound her pride so much to where she's just going to sit there and do nothing now and just be sad and depressed? Or is she going to turn around and see that she still has these beautiful cups behind her, as in, I still have my self-worth, I still have my pride, I still have my confidence. This person or whatever has happened to me has not robbed that from me, it has not taken this from me. So this is where she may be blocked right now. It's just in this crappy feeling of being bummed out about something. But what the message of this card is, even though these 3 cups are now turned over, she still has something beautiful here, which is her self-esteem, her pride, her self-worth, her confidence. It's still there, but she has to turn around and see it, that it's there. And then we have it matched up with the yang, which is masculine energy. This just means, rather than being in that receptive state of yin, this has to do with her actually taking action. She's got to get up from that sitting position. She's got to get up. She's got to move, you know, stand up and look at what's still good in her life. She has to take action. She has to actually take more of an active role in her emotional healing than ever right now to get past this self-esteem issue that she's got going on in her solar plexus chakra. Okay. So yeah, I wish what I would have done is explained what each of the chakras were before I even got started. So I apologize that I didn't do that. But what you guys can see though is that, you know, with the words that are on these cards, that's really the energy that we're talking about. So, you know, hopefully you guys understand it. So we're going to go ahead and go into the 4th chakra, which is the heart chakra. Okay, so now we're on to the heart chakra, the 4th chakra. So what I got for the divine masculine was emotional balance, which is stability, harmony, peace, and fluidity. Okay, so this is about his emotional balance, what's emotionally balancing him out right now, or where he is stuck. What I'm actually seeing is a card that is stuck, but I'm also seeing this as an answer, as in, Four of Swords. This is somebody who is in a meditative state. This is somebody who is needing to pull away from the outside world, somebody that needs to disassociate himself from certain situations or certain people because he's got to go within. Because whatever he has been spending time with or doing, or whatever he's been just, you know, hanging out with, it has created him to become now emotionally imbalanced. So now he has to go within to retain his emotional balance. And then I think it's interesting that he got the Yin card when the Divine Feminine just got the Yang card. So I kind of like seeing in a reading where we have two cards that are Yin and Yang, because to me this is, you know, Divine Feminine and masculine energy working together here, that people are balancing out. So for Divine Feminines, I really see that looks to me like you might need to be more in a masculine role. And if you're finding that you're actually identifying more with divine masculine energy, it could be because your divine masculine is now having to go into that feminine energy. And that happens with twin flames. You go back and forth. And I actually get this question a lot. And I think I actually just got it this morning, which is, why am I identifying with the divine masculine? Well, there's a reason for it. I think it's actually healthy for us to spend time in both, because it just means that you're evolving. So it's actually a really good thing. So the Four of Swords here, like I said, it's about going within, and Yin is all about being receptive to, if we get calm, we get the answers. So in order for the divine masculine to become emotionally balanced again, he's got to pull away from either a person or a situation or other people, or just spend more time being in a receptive state and getting calm, because that's how he's going to become more emotionally balanced. So now going on to the divine feminine, we have forgiveness for her. Letting go, healing, growth, and compassion. I think it's very interesting that she has the Eight of Cups right off the bat when it talks to letting go. That's exactly what the Eight of Cups embodies, is letting go and moving on from something that's no longer providing you with what you need at this present time. It doesn't mean letting go forever. It just means you're temporarily stepping away if that's what you need to do. You're letting go of your expectations, even whatever that is. You are just willing to move forward. You're not allowing this emotional, whatever it is, disappointment, or it's just not a match for you right now. You're not letting it hold you back any longer. You're moving forward. Now, this could have to do with unforgiveness right now for some of you. So in the areas of your heart chakra, you could still be holding on to unforgiveness for either your divine masculine or other people. But whatever it is, Spirit is encouraging you to let it go by walking away from it, or just relieving yourself of the burden at this present time. Okay? And then we have higher power. I think it's very interesting. You're letting it go and you're trusting in a higher power. You're trusting in the divine. You're trusting in the universe. You're letting it go. You realize you're being guided to do this for a particular reason. You're allowing the divine to take over, to heal any unforgiveness in your heart. This could be in the form of Archangel Raphael, if you guys like to work with that archangel for healing, etc. But whatever it is, you're allowing the divine to come in and either to heal you or to guide you to take the steps to just let something go, whether it be for good or for walking away temporarily, whatever it is. But that's what's really going to help you in regards to this unforgiveness that's going on in the heart chakra area. So now we're going to move on into the fifth. Okay, so now we're going into the fifth chakra, which is the throat chakra, which of course is all about, you know, our ideas, communication, what we're thinking, etc. So we have for the divine masculine, the honesty card, which is about truth, transparency, sincerity, and communication. So this is where he may be blocked at this present time, is being honest with himself or others. We have the Four of Cups coming up. Now, he just got the Four of Swords. To me, it's a very similar card. The Four of Cups usually has to do with the outside world, as in, we're just not really sure if anything is doing it for us in the outside world. And so we kind of tend to look at things like, we just don't feel very inspired, or we're not sure if we want it, etc. But the Four of Cups for me is kind of a spiritual card too, to where we start to look into other things to either, not necessarily occupy our time, but we realize that there's something deeper that we're looking for. The regular crap that's in front of us. And so please don't take this as you divine feminines. I mean, it could be if this is something where he has rejected you in some way, or said, I just don't really want to be with you at this time, or whatever it is. There could be because he's being dishonest with himself. He just doesn't know what he wants. So try not to take that personally, which is why I feel this message is here. I'm actually seeing for some of them that this is something that they've been doing for quite some time. they've either done this to you over and over again, or this is something that they've just been doing their entire lives. So there's something about really getting honest with himself and being very transparent and being sincere and communicating with truth, etc. I'm seeing that this person really needs to go deep within themselves is what they need to do, because he just got the Four of Swords, which is going within as well. I just almost feel like it's more of a spiritual thing, as in I need emotional healing, I need spiritual healing, whatever this is. I've got to get to the bottom of why I never feel satisfied, or why I never feel like I have what or I never feel like I get what I want or what I'm really looking for, etc. I feel like there's something that's unattainable and they need to get to the bottom of that. What is it? What is it that they need to provide within themselves? So that way they're not constantly going out into the world and being dishonest. That way they're not communicating with people and saying all these things that they're thinking, but really they can't back it up because they don't truly know who they are. That's just what's coming through. So why don't we take a look now at the Divine Feminine. She has the Sound card, which has to do with music, silence, rhythm, and vibration, okay? So for some of you, this could really have to do with music, but I'm really going to go into the rhythm and vibration, as in a sound check where you're at vibrationally right now. So this is affecting you in this area, as in your throat chakra. So it may be preventing you from communicating properly, or it may be affecting you in such a way to where you are thinking now things that aren't true. The reason I say this is because we have the Five of Pentacles energy. The Five of Pentacles comes up for people that feel like an outcast or an outsider, or that they don't belong, or whatever that is. And now sometimes that is our inner guide's way of saying, you know what, our situation isn't right. But actually what I'm seeing for this particular message is that some Divine Feminines out there may just be feeling so down that they just feel unwanted, period, or they just feel like they don't even belong in somebody's world, or whatever that is. And so it's kind of becoming more of a negative. So this could be where she's at vibrationally right now, which is in a lower vibration when it comes to this, the way that she's thinking. Now, the way that we think has a lot to do with the way that we feel. And so this is a negative. So what the Spirit is saying is it's time to go. It's time to get out of this cycle. It is time to move forward and be done with this thinking. If you feel like you don't belong, it's time to go, and it's time to change it. Now, I was a little confused with the time to go. I didn't understand that. So I asked for an additional message, and it's new life. So there is something about, you know what, it's time to create or get a new story. I have a card that says that, get a new story. That's what it tells me. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to leave your Divine Masculine behind and forget all about him and move forward and get a new life. But it just means that staying stuck in this energy, as in being sad that you were left or abandoned or thrown out in the cold or whatever that may be, it's not going to serve you. What's actually going to serve you is walking away from that energy, moving forward towards your own dreams, and concentrating on the new that's either wanting to come in your life or that you're wanting to experience in your life, okay? You're only holding yourself back here in this energy. Vibrationally, if you're stuck here, you're only holding yourself back from being able to move forward to go towards something new and exciting. That's what Spirit's saying here. So now we're going to move on into the sixth chakra, which is the third eye chakra. Okay, so what we have here is the sixth chakra, which is the third eye chakra. So this is going to have to do with our psychic abilities, or how we're seeing things in our third eye, higher self, etc. So what we have for the Divine Masculine is seeing, which has to do with his perspective, his truth, his knowledge, and his clarity. So this is where he might be blocked at this present time, which is he's unable to be clear about his what he's thinking, or not really thinking. It's not the mental card. This is more of like a spiritual awareness. We have the Page of Swords. Now, when pages come up, it's not always a negative, but when the page comes through, especially when we have the swords energy there, this is talking about somebody who's in the beginning stages. So this could be for some Divine Masculines that are not quite yet awakened at this point, or they're, you know, in the beginning stages of awakening when it comes to actually being connected with these higher energies, okay? So they have that sword though in their hand, which means that they're up to the task, okay? Some of them may be starting to have dreams or visions or seeing signs, but they don't quite yet know what to make of it. So they can't really figure out what their perspective is or what the truth is. They're not real clear about it. They're not sure what to do with this knowledge, basically. They're not sure. So they have that sword though, and they're willing to get to the bottom of it, is what I'm seeing here. So it's really just about the beginning stages of the Divine Masculine doing that. But then I think it's interesting because we have the Orphaned card, and the Orphaned card actually just came up For the divine feminines, when it was that 5 of Pentacles, somebody who feels abandoned, left out in the cold, orphaned, really. So I think it's really interesting that the orphan card now is coming up for the divine masculine. What I'm actually getting here is that when it comes to, you know, his perspective on life, he could just be in this very defensive energy, as in somebody who's just hard, somebody who is, you know, immature about it as well, as in I'm going to take the immature approach, which is I'm not going to get close to anybody because I don't want to be abandoned, or I was abandoned as a child, and so now I have to protect myself, but I'm doing it in this very page-like energy, which isn't like a king. Okay, this is somebody who's just kind of stays stuck. So what I'm seeing here, which with the seeing card, is that this is where the divine masculine is really stuck when it comes to his highest truth. He's very stuck in this earthly energy is what I'm seeing here. So spirit may be having he may be having a difficult time really connecting to spirit at this point is what's going on. Okay, so you guys can send some healing light to your divine masculine when it comes to this area. Okay, now for the divine feminine, what we have for her, and my cats of course are trying to get in as usual. Get in. Sorry about that. Okay, so the third eye chakra for the divine feminine here is the insight card. This is about understanding, awakening, awareness, and self-evaluation. I think it's really cool that she has the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man to me is a very spiritual card. This is somebody, it's like almost like meditation. It's kind of like the Four of Swords energy, but a little bit bigger than that. So this is somebody who actually, she might feel stuck right now, or she might feel like she's suspended in time, but for some, it could be that it's been enforced on her, as in she's in this position because somebody had a big influence on her being in this situation. She may be alone right now. She may not have wanted to be alone, but now she is alone. For some of them, they may have chosen this. But whatever I'm seeing here, as you can see, this beautiful green orb around the head here. This is somebody who is hanging out and they're getting that spiritual perception and knowledge. So when we're talking about the third eye chakra and the Hanged Man comes up, to me, this is very major energy for her. Now, she could be feeling blocked because that's really what that card indicates, is she's blocked in this area. So the Hanged Man is encouraging her to take some time alone to meditate or embrace this time that she does have alone. While it lasts, because she does have a change in wind coming up, as in she may not always be in this position to where she can really enjoy this time of being alone. There's something coming up in the works for her that things are going to be changing. So this could be in the I don't know why I can't talk. This could just come in the form of somebody coming into her life. So it creates her to not have this time anymore. So she wants to make sure that she holds on to that time. Or this could have something to do with the fact that she is, you know, this will really help to change things for her. It'll help to change things, the way that she thinks about this situation, or she'll get deeper insight once she takes the time in order to see things from a different perspective. Because that's what it really is too. It's about seeing things from a different perspective. So it'll create her to be more understanding. She'll be more awakened, more aware, and she'll be able to evaluate her own self in the situation too. So I think it's a really great card combination to come together. This is really going to create a lot of positive changes for her when it comes to her third eye chakra. But again, I just am for some reason getting that message is that some of you may not be alone either for long, or you may just need to really take advantage of the time that you have for your spiritual healing and growth, because sometimes we don't always have the luxury of having time and space of our own to do all the wonderful healing and all the things that we want to do in life. So sometimes we just forget what a blessing that really is. So now we're going to go into the crown chakra, which is the final chakra, 7th chakra. Sorry about that. I had to take a little break because I had to let more cats in. You guys are probably wondering, why don't I just leave my freaking door open if they're constantly a pain in the ass? Well, the reason why is because when the door's open for some reason, it creates an echo. So I think that the insulation in this room is perfect when I close the door, and it just kind of keeps that echo from coming in. So anyways, just wanted to tell you that. Okay, so now we are at the last chakra, which is the 7th chakra, crown chakra. And the divine masculine got the presence card. So this is awareness, attention, reality, and connection. So the crown chakra is like universal connection, our connection to the universe, you know, our highest selves, I should say, because I kind of identify the 6th chakra, which is the you know, being like with our higher selves. This is like consciousness, higher consciousness, which would be the crown chakra. So awareness, attention, reality, and connection, his presence in that area. So what we got for him is the 7 of Swords. And I think we came up with the truth be told. I couldn't believe it when I saw these 2 cards come together. I was like, this to me is so perfect. The 7 of Swords, as you guys know, and as you guys can see here, it's like somebody trying to sneak away and get away with something. They're trying to sneak away from a situation with really having to deal with it, etc. And then we have truth be told. So when it comes to his presence and his connection and to his reality and what's possibly keeping him from being aware, is his dealing with situations like that. Somebody who is still wearing a mask, somebody who is still dealing with situations as in they're just trying to basically, you know, do what they need to do and then move on, or do what they need to do and get out real quick. I mean, that's not the best energy to have for the divine masculine. And this isn't going to resonate with all divine masculines out there. So if some of this reading resonated with you, just take the messages as they resonated. You don't have to take every chakra as that's exactly what's going on with your divine masculine in every area. Okay. But that 7 of Swords energy really is just that that energy that somebody is being deceptive, or they're just, quite frankly, they're just dealing with things in a kind of a deceptive way. And so they really need to take off that mask, because the truth really needs to be told. They need to be a little bit more truthful with their dealings. You know, again, I just really feel like sometimes this can embody somebody who just really wants to sneak away and not really deal with the consequences, because they just can't deal with it. They can't deal with it, or they don't want to hurt somebody else, and then they just sneak off, and really that just ends up hurting everybody. But they might just be too immature to see it, which is what we saw with that Page of Swords energy. That could be it, but that's what their presence is. So this is kind of like what's keeping them from becoming aware and awakened, and their reality and their connection to others. This is it right here. That's what's going on in their reality right now. So to me, I feel like it's very 3D, which is creating this block for them to even be connected to their highest selves and their divine counterparts. So yeah, that could be a major block for some of the divine masculines at this present time. So now let's go ahead and go into the divine feminine. We've got guidance, which is support, love, signs, and direction. So this is where she is getting her signs from the universe, being guided when it comes to the love and support and the direction she should go in. We have the Knight of Swords energy. I love it because she already had the Queen of Swords, and then we have all that glitters. To me, it's very similar. She's being shown signs right now with things that, you know, all that glitters is, sometimes people are wearing masks and they're not really who we think they are. And so the universe is really saying with this, like, she may be blocked at this present time when it comes to the signs that she's seeing or the direction that she needs to go. So what the divine is telling her right now is to get more into that Knight of Swords energy. This is about forward movement. This is by not remaining stuck in things that seem too good to be true, or seem like they are all glittery and wonderful and everything. There could be some sort of situation where somebody is being deceptive. So it's about trying not to fall into those traps, trying to be more in the Swords energy, which is somebody who is being very logical and practical on their approach with other people. Now, again, it's not about being hard, and it's not about taking that sword and cutting out every person in our lives that is just not in alignment with us. It's not that energy. But what Spirit is saying with this is that it's time for the divine feminine to get more into this energy, to where she can decipher who is being truthful with her and who is not being truthful with her. So that's why she's blocked right now, is because she is feeling, because of this dishonest energy around her, she's not clear as to which way to go. She's not clear what signs mean what. So it's about her getting very clear with the universe as well, and saying, and I've said this many times, if you guys want to see signs, be very clear with the universe as to how you want those signs to be. As in, when I see a feather, or if I see a coin, or if I hear a certain song, you know, I want that to be, if that's what I hear, then that's you telling me yes. If I hear this, or I don't hear this, or whatever it is, that means no. You have to be very specific. It's kind of like ordering something like off of the menu of the universe. It's the same thing with the law of attraction. You know, what we give it and what we expect and what we put into it really is what we're going to get back. So it's about being very directed, being more direct with the universe, and also dealing with others that are probably full of shit, you know? So when things seem too good to be true, or your gut instinct is telling you, like your inner guidance is telling you, ooh, no, this is probably not good for me. Or this is probably just, you know, a pretty package, a pretty face, and maybe nothing else. I don't know. I mean, this could just be anybody in your lives. This does not have to be the divine masculine. Because as we can see with the divine masculine energy, there are some things that he is dealing with in a shitty way. And so he's being dishonest. And so, of course, all that glitters, somebody's wearing a mask, because there was another card that said, truth be told, and that also had to do with masks. And so this Knight of Swords could be your divine masculine. And so that's just telling you that right now you're very blocked. So it's about clearing out your crown chakra. So that way you know what to do with your divine masculine. That way you know which direction to go. That way you know what the signs are saying to you. So it's kind of like a combination of messages with these two cards together. So that's how you're going to clear up that energy for yourselves. So anyways, after that, I just wanted to ask the universe again with 5 cards what the guidance is to close up the reading. So we're going to go into those next. Okay, so these are the last 5 messages for the reading. And for these, I'm using the Enchanted Map Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reid. Okay, so I obviously can only see 3 here, but I have 2 and behind these other guys here. So Heal the Ouch, which is this first card here. Heal the Ouch is literally about people that need healing. They need to heal their hurts. They need to heal what has happened or what has gone wrong. Whether that comes in the form of the other person apologizing and helping us with our healing, or whether or not that is that we go to the universe and we go within in order to heal ourselves. Regardless, that's what needs to take place here. And so I think it's very interesting when we're doing a chakra insight reading where we're talking about where can we heal ourselves when it comes to the different areas of our chakra, that we have Heal the Ouch, which means that you've got to make the time in order to go through and heal the ouch, not only for yourself, but if you're interested in also sending that healing, loving light to your divine masculine, that would also be helpful as well. And then we have the goblins, because guess what, you guys? There are definitely goblins on this path. There just are. Goblins come in the form of other people. You know, I mean, we of course live in a world where there is light and there is dark. And sometimes there are just dark people out in the universe that are meant to teach us lessons, for one, and straight up just take us down. And there usually is a good reason for it. You know, not everybody remains unscathed, but if you're lucky to learn from that and survive or whatever happens, you know, it's about applying the knowledge, but realizing that where there's light, there's unfortunately dark. It's just the way it goes. But it's about not getting lost within the dark, or it's not about, you know, staying stuck in the dark, etc., or not staying in the blame game of being a victim and, you know, blaming everybody else for our problems. Sometimes shit just happens. Sometimes people are just in these darker energies. So there's just going to be goblins along this path. Then we have the Mountain card, which again, it's very similar to me for the goblins, except for it's just saying there are mountains to climb in this situation. It doesn't mean that it's not easy, but it just means there's definitely challenges here to overcome. There are mountains to conquer in this area for the two of you. I like that it's a number 6. To me, the 6 is about harmony. It's about two people coming together in harmony and going through what they need to go through, these challenging times. And why? Because it's going to work for their metamorphosis, which is two people, as we can see here, that are actually mirroring each other. I love seeing this card here because it really just shows that two people actually, they change, they grow into something much better than where they were at before. So for some of you, the current point that you're at with your divine masculine could be that you guys are in separation, or it's just not working for some reason, but you guys are going to be growing from these experiences and healing yourselves or one another, whatever is happening here, through these mountains, through these other people, through these goblins, through these karmics, whatever, dark nights of the soul. You guys are going to be changed for the better. You guys are going to turn into these beautiful butterflies, or these, what are these? Flamingos. Flamingos with wings, I think. Yeah, interesting. So I'm sure that there's a meaning behind that, like what the flamingo means. And maybe some of you guys know that, but I don't know that at the top of my head. But where is this leading to? It's leading to commitment. This is two people coming together, making that commitment. So this has to do with people that have contracts, twin flames, soul contracts, anything like that, where two people make this commitment before they even come here that they're going to go through all these things, that it's going to help them to to transform into something more beautiful, to evolve, to ascend. And it's all in the way of commitment, as in we make this commitment together. And it's just about, you know, recommitting once this metamorphosis takes place. So it's actually a really beautiful ending to a lot of the things that we saw that were blocking the areas for the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So once this healing occurs, and once we actually go through all these different experiences, these goblins, these mountains, whatever, and healing the ouches, we're going to actually be changed for the better, so that way we can come back together with our divine masculine or divine feminine, whoever's watching this, and just be better, have a better understanding for it, and be in a much better place together. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed that reading. I know that the last couple of readings that I've done have been a little bit on the darker side. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed this one as a little bit more upbeat and a little bit more positive and light. So thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.